Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, nice to see you again. I'm Widya from English Education Department, Class K2 Maritim Raja Ali Haji University. This video to final exam listening comprehension course, and my lecturer is Mr. Benny. In this opportunity, I would like to present my paper. The title of my paper is The Affecting Factor of Anxiety Toward Listening Comprehension. Okay, 3 points will be I explain. The first is part of introduction, and the second is part of main text, and the last one is conclusion and suggestion. Okay, let's get started. Okay, the first part of introduction will be I explain. Listening comprehension involves an active process that enables the learners to form meaning. Siegel, 2014 consider listening to be a difficult skill to teach and learn. Listening anxiety is said to have a direct effect on learners' ability to comprehend what has been their listened. Listening anxiety affects not only listening comprehension, but also listening ability. Learners' listening anxiety is consistent with their level of ability in listening, and the reason for listening anxiety might be attributed to the problematic nature of listening. This paper aims to reveal the level of listening anxiety encountered by learners and describe the affecting factor causing the anxiety. Some factors influence, such as a student factor, teacher factor, listening material and process, and other factor. Okay, the second is main text. In this part, I will explain and discuss about the problem. The first, I will explain definition of anxiety, and the second, I will explain definition of listening anxiety, and also a factor related to listening anxiety. Okay, the first definition of anxiety. Anxiety is common thing that happen to human according to Harvard in Sarah 2015. Anxiety is defined as feeling tension, apprehension, nervousness, and worry. Some psychologists define anxiety because the strong and continuing negative feeling triggered by uncertain and dangerous stimuli from external factors, also because of the unpleasant emotive experience involved. Okay, the second definition of listening anxiety. Feeling and behavior are things that affect student listening anxiety, as they might give fear to students in class. Lack of reiteration is the primary source of listening anxiety. There are some affecting factors. Listening anxiety, the factor may arise from the student, teacher, listening material, and thus the method of listening and other factor. Okay, this is 4 factor related to listening anxiety. The first is student factor, the second teacher factor, and the third listening material, and the last one is other factor. Okay, I will explain. The first is student factor. The affecting factor to relate to anxiety. First, fears of failing in the English classroom seem to be the main cause of student anxiety in the classroom. Secondly, the student become nervous when the teacher asks questions in which they don't understand the answer question. Thirdly, they become nervous when the class runs quickly without paying attention to student different abilities. Finally, the students tended to be nervous when they didn't understand the material explained by teacher in the class. Sarah 2015 mentioned that this emotional and nervous reflect in lack of confidence and other emotional reactions like discomfort, dislike, annoyance in engaging listening tasks. Okay, the second factor is about teacher factors. During learning the class, the teacher plans class activities. It is the teacher who plays an important part in the teaching and learning process. The personality of teacher affects a student anxiety in the listening process. Because a teacher who is too serious may put pressure on a student. On the other hand, a friendly and relaxed teacher in the classroom will help students to relax. The teacher's role as an English teacher affects the level of anxiety. While listening according to student, teacher also must provide warming up activities to give knowledge about the material to lead students. According to Seraj 2015, teachers should provide learners with encouragement and comfort which can help the student to build up confidence. Okay, the third factor about listening material. Listening material related to speed, unfamiliar vocabulary, accent, pronunciation, and the lack of repetition. The majority of students complain about the speed of the audio or video. The anxiety comes up even if the audio or video is played at normal speed, but the learners thought that they seem to be fast because they still are not able to catch the word that comes to their ears, and consequently they feel anxious. The unfamiliar accent presented in the audio or video may lead to the learner's listening anxiety. Comprehending the accent that is not familiar to them seems to be hard task for the learners. Because the learners are accustomed to the accent used by their teacher in the classes. It's aligned with a study conducted by Pogli, a cited in Seraj 2015, mentioning that almost one-third of the participants reported that the nature of speech is source of anxiety. Okay, the last factor is other factors. There are many other affecting factors that result in learners' anxiety, such as room condition, a distraction from the environment, peers. The time limit might lead to student listening anxiety. A silent room encourages the student to learn better and they can focus their attention on the audio or video. And about the environmental issue. Oxford and Sherin, as cited in Seraj 2015, point out that the listening classroom should be positive and non-threatening. And to reduce listening anxiety, using some strategies before, start, or during listening activity class, such as deep breathing, listening to some relaxing music, this can be effectively advised. Okay, about peers. Peers can influence learner anxiety. This can reduce student nervousness if they are in one classroom with their classmates. Some learners say that it is better to be in the classroom with people they know better. It means that if they are in the same room with other people they don't know well, may give a negative impact on their listening tasks. If they with the people they know better, they feel free if they are with their friends in the same classes as they have got usual to them. And the last one is time limit arouses student listening anxiety. Because the learners must complete the task in a rush, it may get worse when they look their peers finishing the task earlier. Okay, the last one is conclusion and suggestion. This paper discussed that listening anxiety can interfere with student listening comprehension performance. There are some affecting factors. Lack of audio or video retention is the paramount source of listening anxiety. Fear of failing seems to be the main cause of student anxiety in the classroom. There are many other affecting factors that result in learner anxiety, such as room condition, distraction from environment, peers, and the time limit. There are several suggestions. Address it to English teacher. The anxiety felt by students should not be underestimated because this will have an impact on their listening comprehension. Unfamiliar vocabulary and past text speed are two main concerns of student anxiety. Therefore, appropriate listening material based on the student level will help them overcome their anxiety. Okay, I think that's all for the explanation. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry for the mistake and mispronunciation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.